Billy Batson, te nombro defensor. Di mi nombre para que mis poderes fluyan a través de ti. Shazam.
¿En serio?
¡Dilo!
¡Vale!
Zachary, how did you compose such a pure and innocent superhero? Because that's not usual. They are all smartasses.
What? I'm not so pure and innocent? What are you talking about?
That's a Sam is more.
Yeah. Man, I've always had a lust for life. I really love feeling joy, and I love bringing joy, and I've always tried to tap into the things in me that have helped me to do that, those things. And those typically tend to be kind of childlike qualities in a lot of ways, you know. Staying in tune with your imagination and your silliness and being able to laugh at yourself, hopefully, and, you know, enjoying the parts of life that a kid knows how to do. So that helped. Then I was absorbing a lot of the kind of vibe and spirit of the kids themselves on set, who were all being very silly and having such a great time, and that would remind me to be silly and have a good time. And then thinking about, you know, what are kids like nowadays? Because kids nowadays are actually not nearly as innocent as they were when I was growing up. You know, they're exposed to far more information. Sometimes that's very detrimental, I think, and that kind of makes them grow up faster. They want to be cool faster. Everyone's kind of like, you know, like 8-year-olds are dressing like, you know, everyone's got swag. It's like, well, you're 8. You don't need swag. You need to go grab a kickball and go get lost in the woods, you know?
In a way, you turn to be 14 again, or 15. I don't know the age of Billy.
14.
14?
Yeah. Basically 15 is...
You work hand in hand with Asher, right? Because
Yeah.
you have to build the character with him at
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah.
How was the process?
Well, that was just, you know, some rehearsal time that we were fortunate enough to have before we started shooting the movie. Asher and David and myself, just, you know, in a room going through scenes and having Asher go through that stuff, and then being able to kind of, you know, guide him a little bit, and then also decide, like, okay, this is then what this feels like, and this is what maybe this means, and then just trying to take that and assimilate that as best I could into my performance, but really trusting David Sandberg, our director, because he was the only connective tissue. Asher and I were like never in the same place at the same time, so David needed to be able to direct him, and then, you know, he'd step out and then it's me, and it's like seamless, and then back and forth. So I think he did a pretty good job.
Yes, you did. Favorite DC character to share a movie with?
Favorite DC character to do another, like if I were to go and do another...
Yes, to share a movie. I mean, like some kind of
Yeah.
League.
I mean, I think Superman would be pretty cool, like to have that iconic battle that they would have, and then like become friends, and, you know, Superman kind of taking me under his wing. I think that could be a tremendous amount of fun.
I know that you are a little bit fed up with that Swiss thing, but I have to ask.
With the what?
With the Swiss thing.
Oh, with the Swiss.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I have to ask.
It's no. I just didn't understand because it's the floss. The floss
The
dance,
floss
like
thing,
floss.
okay.
But I'd never heard the Swiss.
Well,
Swiss
Swiss is the
oh,
Katy
yeah.
Perry song.
I was like, yeah.
How did you manage to learn to do that? Because I'm not able to.
Well, you know, I tell you what, it's when I was watching. I mean, I wanted to do it because clearly, like every 14-year-old in the world was doing it, and I was like, what the heck is this thing? And I had played a little Fortnite too, but I didn't realize that all these kids were learning these dance moves from Fortnite, which is super crazy in and of itself. But so then I just was looking at it and I was breaking it down. And I was like, oh, that's the reason why I think so many people have a hard time with it, is because typically we dance or we know rhythm in 2-4, 2-4, 2-4, but the floss dance is 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2-3. It's like more of a, I don't know, what is that? The waltz, or the, you know, it's that kind of stuff. Most people don't know that, and so you're trying to do this thing in a 4 count, but it's not right, and then you don't know what you're doing with your hands, and now all of a sudden you're doing like the, you know, Pee Wee Herman from, you know, that deal. So then I just, once that clicked in, I was like, okay. Then I just practiced it a couple of times. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, plus I like dancing. I mean, I do a good bit of that.
Eres él. Eres el superhéroe.
De nada por evitar que te atraquen.
Soy Batman.
¡A por él, Batman!
¿Cuántos años tienes?
Básicamente 15.
todos los éxitos.